You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Well, everybody, today is not a good day for the Edmonton Oilers. Last night's loss was a low point in this season so far, the lowest we've been. And then to top it off today, we sent down our $5.5 million goaltender.
That's a good thing, in my opinion.
It is a good thing today, but it is not a good thing in the grand scheme of things. Welcome to Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. He's not here right now for the next 5 minutes. It's the Liam Horrobin show with Aaron Bordato. Aaron,
did you see the show last night? Because we were very sad last night.
Have we not done enough shows together in the last 24 hours?
What's one more? Let's go, baby.
It is it's a crazy time right now. I actually can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're at this point in the season where we had to send down Jack Campbell. I think going into the season, there was a lot of optimism around Jack Campbell. Obviously, it's preseason. Everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid, but he had a great preseason. He did a good job of getting his game back rolling. And then when it really mattered, he allowed 4 against the Vancouver Canucks in opening night. He had a great bounce back game against the Nashville Predators. Was decent against Philly, was brutal for the most part against Minnesota. The team didn't help him. I'm not just going to sit here and pretend that the defense in front of him has been rock solid and he's been allowing goal after goal after goal. It's been a combination of both. There's no denying that. But it's been a tough stretch for Jack Campbell as an Edmonton Oilers goaltender, and this is the right decision. This had to be done. I mean, Kyle Pickett isn't going to come in and change the fortunes of this team. Similar to what?
It's worth a shot.
It's worth
right
a
now.
shot. You've got to do something. And that's
neither one of them goalies has given us a shot. So
that's one benefit of this is that the Oilers aren't just sitting on their hands and waiting for somebody to come and save the day. They're trying to make a move and make things better. It's not good. It is not good. But let us know what you think right now. Obviously, the chat is buzzing.
It's been going for the last 2 hours, it feels like, in here. Tyler will be joining us soon. He's just coming back from the airport.
He was trapped on the tarmac.
I think, though, Liam, the biggest news out of last night for me was on Oilers Nation After Dark when Mr. Yaremchuk and Mr. Jay Downton joined the show. And I've never seen Tyler sound like that before. Sounded like a completely broken man. I'm sure we'll be back on the upswing in no time. But he said some things last night that, whew.
Yeah, Tyler definitely said some things last night that I think he'll have to comment on today, which we'll definitely get in with him. I guess just on the Jack Campbell stuff. Something I'm trying to think of a scenario where this has happened before. The most recent one is obviously the LA Kings with Cal Peterson last season. I don't know how long they signed him for, but I know the cap was similar to Jack Campbell. They were able to move off that contract this year. The LA Kings then went out and found a way to address their goaltending. They got good goaltending, unexpected goaltending from Phoenix Copley, who had a very good season for what he is, you know. Then they went out and got Jose, what's his name? Corpusalo.
Jonas
Corpusalo. Maybe that's what the Oilers have to try and do. I don't know if Kyle Pickett is going to come in and win as many games as Phoenix Copley is. But at the end of the day, it's the Oilers defense that has to help out the goaltending. I know that's funny to say after what we watched with Stuart Skinner last night, where probably 2 of those goals, the 2 most important goals of the game that went in, were on him. And now Jack Campbell got fired on his off day.
Yeah, I just said to you, it's weird that like the mood at noon here exactly when we got the news in the office that Jack Campbell was waived. We're all whooping and hooping and hollering. And then it just reality kicks in. I was like, wait. He didn't play last night, okay? Yeah. So this isn't just a Jack Campbell issue. There's so many issues, Liam. We do sound like a broken record, but hey.
Hey, at least we got something different to talk about today.
Yeah.
I'm rolling
At least there's something. We said definition of insanity, trying the same thing, expecting different results. Well, this isn't insane. So
yeah. So Kyle Pickett this season, 4 games for the Bakersfield Condors, a 203 goals against, and a 937 save percentage in his NHL career. Another thing, too, the new director of scouting for the Edmonton Oilers, his name is escaping me at the moment. He drafted Kyle Pickett when he was with the Colorado Avalanche. So there's a little bit
back on, baby.
There's a little bit of history there. So Kyle Pickett has played 116 games in the NHL with Colorado, Toronto, Philadelphia, Arizona. Lastly, with the Detroit Red Wings in 2022. He has a 303 goals against average and a 903 save percentage.
Starts with a 9. I will take it, Liam.
It does start with a 9. But it's now up to Skinner. Skinner, the trust has been put on him to turn things around. And I still believe in Skinner.
Yep.
He did enough last season for us all to believe that he can be a top goaltender in the NHL. They need him to play like the next 4 or 5 games and win some games. They need Cal Pickett to come in and basically be the backup.
Yep.
They don't need
We're not
anything
asking a
from him.
ton.
Just be there.
Give me reasonable goaltending. Try and make a couple saves. I don't even want to ask for a save percentage with a 9. Give me an 8-9, and I will be to the moon happy with that.
Yeah, Tyler will be here in a couple of minutes, I'm sure. But just to continue on this conversation, I know a lot of people wanted Olivier Rodrigue called up, and I believe someone in the chat said this
Hand
too.
up, I did too. Oh my God,
here.
there he is.
He's here. We haven't. Don't worry, we've not covered anything.
Have you talked? Did you guys hear they waved Jack Campbell?
Oh, we were just talking about San Jose on Thursday.
We're on to the Sharks. Oh my God, I've never ran so fast in my life.
Well, Tyler,
Let's get into it with the lead.
we
Trying
currently
to fix the camera.
have 457 people in here. So you better get ready to go, buddy.
Yeah, giddy up.
Got some
Giddy
things
up.
to talk about. So this is what we've covered so far. Jack Campbell going on waivers. This is now up to Stuart Skinner to run it himself. We don't need anything from Cal Pickard. It's not all on Campbell, but it's mostly on Campbell. Where do you want to go? I was going to quickly talk about why Rodrigue is not here, because this place is an absolute...
Who says it's Picard?
Frank Cervalli.
Cervalli said it was Picard.
Thank you, Mr. Spaghetti.
So it was just spaghetti. So the reason it's not Olivier Rodrigue, this place is an absolute dumpster fire right now. Having Olivier Rodrigue as part of this team is probably another recipe for disaster.
You'd be throwing him to the wolves.
At least Picard, whatever his name is. We'll have to learn that later. At least he's been in the league. At least he's been around the block a few times. He knows he can be a pro. Tyler,
That's fair.
have your breath.
Yeah, catch your breath. Catch your breath.
Okay. Was that surprising? Yes.
That they put Campbell on waivers?
I didn't think it would come at this point, because you know what? Little weird that Stuart Skinner gets lit up and they're like, son of a bitch, Jack, you're going down. He's like, you know, what's that 50 Cent meme where he's like, what is it me for? You know? So that's kind of like what that is. But it's about damn time, man, to quote my favorite artist, Lizzo. Sorry, I was just sitting on the tarmac coming up with all these things to say. It's about damn time, because someone needed to be held accountable for this mess. And let me start by saying I feel for Jack Campbell, the human, right? Like, I mean, this is an objectively shitty thing to go through.
Yeah.
As a professional athlete, it's not a lot of fun. But at the same time, he has $25 million in the bank. That's cool.
That's nice.
This isn't the end of his NHL career. Like, do I think Jack Campbell's played his last game as an Oiler? No. Do I think Jack Campbell's played his last game this season? Also, probably no. But this is a necessary message to send to the room, because Jack Campbell's a good dude. No one should be saying he's a bad dude. Jack Campbell's a well-liked teammate. This is going to send a message to that locker room.
The thing that's worrying me a little bit about this, Tyler, and I agree with what you say. I think we will see Campbell again at some point this season. It seems inevitable that they're going to want it to work with him. What worries me the most is that he's going to go down to Bakersfield, find his game, be this elite goaltender like we saw in the preseason. Yeah. Then he's going to come up and crap his pants again. Like, it's just a worry of mine that, like, I just don't know if he can handle it. Like, he's a very good goalie when it doesn't matter. And that sucks to say, because we obviously want this guy to succeed, but he's just
You want
not.
the preseason numbers?
Yeah. Do you have your StreamYard up there?
I have my StreamYard up.
Okay.
Take a look at
that.
these. So this is Jack Campbell in the preseason. 3 games played, 1 goal against average, 971 save percentage. Caption: is Jack back?
Well, Liam,
Aaron, can we play the next
Jack
round?
is not
Jack
back.
is not back. 41 games for the Edmonton Oilers, 353 goals against, 886 save percentage. He's not good enough.
You know what else is kind of messed up? These aren't that much worse than his numbers last year.
I know.
It's kind of like it's at the point where it really does feel like this is who Jack Campbell is, what you're seeing on your screen right now. He's a guy who isn't an NHL goalie. And I don't even know if that's physical ability. I think we've seen him have good moments, obviously, think in the playoffs. But think about those playoff games, man. He comes in and has no time to think, and they're losing by 3 goals in all those games. There's nothing on the line. As soon as Jack Campbell has to think, as soon as Jack Campbell realizes there's the slightest ounce of pressure on him, he absolutely crumbles at every turn. And I feel for the guy. It's not an easy thing to go through, but someone needed to pay the price for this slow start. It's not Jay Woodcroft, clearly.
Good.
He's sticking around for at least one more game. Granted, if they don't win the next 2, he's probably toast.
At that point, I think there's flaws throughout this team that cannot be fixed. Right? If they lose to San Jose on Thursday,
then burn the whole thing down.
You're in a lot of trouble. Too much trouble.
I don't know, man. They got to rattle off some wins here really quick. And I think we've kept looking at different things that could spark and galvanize this team. They go out and win at the Heritage Classic. And I mean, early last week, it was fine. We were chilling, man. We had our feet up. We were laughing. We're like, the record's not good, but who cares? They turned it around. Yeah. And then you have that game against Dallas where you don't win. You play unbelievable, probably your best game of the season. I think that Dallas game, they looked better than they did even in the Nashville win.
Hit the post 3 times.
Hit the post 3 times, you lose by a goal. But the Gagne thing happens, and it's like, all right, giddy up. Like, that's going to be what turns this team around. And then it doesn't. And I think it says probably a lot about the mental makeup of this hockey team that they're going to need what's essentially a 3rd wake-up call. And guess what? If you need a 4th wake-up call, you missed your flight.
You ain't waking up.
You're not waking up. You're dead.
You're fired.
It's over.
Get a new job.
It's Jover.
Yes, it is Jover.
I don't know, man. It's a really, really dark time. And to be in year 2 of a 5x5 deal and be waiving the guy, it's flat out insane.
A comparison I had to try and give a silver lining in this was the LA Kings. They were a similar spot last season where they had Jonathan Quick and Cal Peterson. And he managed to come out of it on the other side of things. I'm not sure what their record was with those 2 goalies. I know it wasn't good. Yeah. But they managed to get out on the other side. They have a very good team again this season. Can the Oilers get to that point? I don't know. They're going to have to find a way to somehow get rid of Jack Campbell mid-season, which is easier said than done. No one's looking to do you a favor in the NHL. Might cost you a 1st-round pick to get rid of him, which would then limit you to try and get more players as well at the deadline. But maybe that's what you have to do. Maybe you just have to find a way to get Jack Campbell out of here further away than Bakersfield.
If it was that easy, it would have gotten done.
No, I agree.
I was talking to Jay on the flight when we were sitting on the tarmac idly for 30 minutes. We had a lot of fun. And Jay was like, I wish there was still that rule where you could claim him at half his cap hit or something. And I was like, Jay, if it was as simple as keeping 50% and getting rid of him,
he'd be gone.
He would have been gone in the summer. It's just, he's too much of an albatross. And that's why I don't think it's his last game as an Oiler. There really isn't a clear-cut option out there because the trade would have been paired with this if there was. I mean, I'm looking at who the UFA goalies are at the end of this season. And even if you want to include RFAs in it, okay, Cam Talbot, you're not getting. Jeremy Swayman, you're not getting. Carter Hart, you're not getting. Antti Ranta, you're probably not getting. Carolina's good. They need goaltending. Peter Mrazek, $3.8 million cap hit, can't afford him. You're so limited to basically just guys with low cap hits who you could convince the other team to keep half for the rest of the year, and that's your solution. And I'm just looking at those guys around the league, and they don't exist. Unless, you want Sam Montembeault from Montreal? He's not an option. You want Samsonov? He's not an option. Dallas isn't trading you Scott Wedgwood because he's actually good. Is Marc-Andre Fleury an option?
I mean...
But you can't afford it unless you're moving salary out.
Out of all those names, that'd be the only one.
That's the one that I perked up to.
But then again,
He's
what's he
expensive.
now? 37 as well? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to
39.
happen at 39.
You're just kicking the can down the
Yeah.
road a little bit more there.
That's the thing I've really thought about too. Is
Yeah.
like, who is it? Who do you want? You just think
There's-
Boston's just going to trade us Olmark for fun?
No.
Why would they do that? Oh, well, they have 2 really good goalies. Yeah, and they win a lot of games because of that.
Yeah.
You think Boston just doesn't want to win hockey games anymore? Montembeau, like, do we need that guy either? Like, isn't he just as inconsistent as what we've already have? Like, there's no solutions out there. The
Yeah.
solution is Stuart Skinner. The solution is Stuart Skinner finds his game and becomes the goalie he was last season.
Mhm.
When Jack Campbell was just as bad as he is right now. The only difference from last season to this season in the goaltending is Stuart Skinner's performance.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think if you want me to sit here and give you silver linings of this is why it could be better, it's because Stuart Skinner was good last year. He was really good and really consistent last year. You break his season down into 10-game stretches. He had one stretch that was really called significantly below average or below average.
Yeah.
And it was right when he had his kid. And it was coupled with the All-Star break. And like you excuse it. I'm looking at his run right now. I mean, the game against Calgary is the only game he's looked okay. Like against the Rangers, I mean, they lost. He had a 906, but still, like you lose and give up 3 goals. He could have been better.
Yeah.
Every other game, 750, 889, 906, 923, comes back with an 852 and an 833. Like it's insane to say this, but like the season hangs and it's in Stuart Skinner's hands.
He's the only one. And like, we'll obviously talk about the defense and everything like that.
Yeah, we will.
But your goalie needs to make stops sometimes. The goalie needs to bail out mistakes. And it's been said in multiple press conferences now, along with a bunch of F-bombs. Every time the Oilers make a mistake, it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
The start of that game yesterday, the Oilers buried 19 shots before they got 1 goal on Thatcher Demko.
Yeah.
He made save after save after save after save. They were making multiple mistakes, endless mistakes.
Canucks couldn't get a puck out of their own zone.
The Oilers were all over them. Goes down the end of the ice once, and they get a great chance. Stu's going to make a save. Second time, back in the net. Third time, back in the net. Fourth time, pretty sure that was back in the net too. Like, just like, we can't just sit here and be like, oh, wow, defense didn't help him, which they sure as heck didn't. But Skinner didn't help himself either. When the other, and Skinner said it in the press conference post game, he's like, I have to be better than the other goalie at the end of the ice. That's the only guy I have to beat all night. Well, once again, you didn't.
Yeah. It's looking at where this team is right now. It's flat out stunning, man. Like
I can't believe we're here.
I can't. Like it defies logic.
Yeah.
And again, people are just gonna like turn off their computers or their TVs, however they consume this show. When I say this, they were unlucky for a stretch. They were unlucky against Winnipeg. They were unlucky against Dallas.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They were unlucky that second game against Vancouver, although when you only score once, it's kind of like, meh. But like, if those 2 results and we're playing the what if game and it's loser talk, I fully acknowledge that we are doing this right now.
We're losers.
Yeah, we are losers. That's all we have to talk about. You flip those 2 results, the games you were unlucky,
So true.
and you're 4-6-1.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not freaking out as hard right now. We're having some tough conversations, but Jack Campbell's not getting waived if you're 4-6-1.
No.
If Stuart Skinner makes 1 more save against Dallas, and if Stuart Skinner doesn't wander out and turn over that puck, 4-6-1. And like, again, we're not freaking out to this degree. So you're unlucky for a stretch. And then you just show that you don't have the mental ability to power through things because they give up 1 goal against Vancouver and all of a sudden momentum's gone and they can't do shit to claw it back.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid doesn't look like Connor McDavid outside of the first 8 minutes of that game last night. Leon Draisaitl doesn't look like a superstar. He looks like your everyday top 6 forward right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not doing a whole lot of anything. Evander Kane's got some gumption, but like that's about it. Who else is moving? Sam Gagner had 1 good game. He's been
Warren Fogle.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got for positives.
Yeah, Warren Fogle, but holy shit, dude, score. Like he can't score. The breakaway thing is just obnoxious now. It's insane.
He tried to kick one in.
Yeah, and then you go to the blue line and it's like whatever the hell happened to Evan Bouchard. I mean, That dude is he's going through the motions in every sense of it.
Every way possible. He's just the Bouchard thing is driving me nuts too, because that guy,
I can't believe how bad he looks, man. Like
he could be having the best game ever. And then all of a sudden he just switches off and the puck's just in the net. But it's like, why are you switching off in those moments? Like yesterday, it was the fourth goal. Draisaitl, to his credit, he's
trying
bursting to get back, and he's making an effort to get to the guy who's heading to the back door. Bouchard's right there. Then all of a sudden, the play looks like it's kind of dead a little bit, and he just quits. And then that guy who's coming in scores, and it's just like, why is it you every time, Evan Bouchard? Every single time it's you. We criticize Draisaitl for it, and he finally makes an effort to get there, and it happens again. It's just death by 1,000 cuts, I believe a great man once said.
Playing the hits. Shout out Peter Chiarelli. Fuck, I mean, at least in the decade of darkness, you didn't have the expectations. This is just, it's insane. It's the hope that kills you. Someone in the chat, not Tyler Mulick either, could argue Winnipeg, Dallas, and Vancouver game 2 should be wins. 5-5-1 is a lot better than 2-8-1. Yeah, and what do they say? What if it's and butts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas? It's November 7th, and the Oilers are like 18 points back of the Vancouver goddamn Canucks. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
and don't say let's call for jobs, like 100%. Someone has to pay the price. Jack Campbell paid it today. At this point, yeah, sure, I'll jump on the Dustin Schwartz thing. You never like to see someone lose their job. Obviously, he's by all accounts a good dude. He in the industry is very well respected. But sure, like again, just start throwing people out because something's rotten here. Throw them out till you figure out who it is, or till you get a sum of rottenness out of here. I don't even know, man.
So the Dustin Schwartz thing, I'm exhausted by the conversation.
Me too. I'm sick of it.
We just don't know. Like, it's very evident he's obviously a problem.
Yeah.
But we don't know what he's teaching these guys. And at some points you watch the games too, and it's like, that's clearly not something that's been taught to you. You've made an error.
Yeah.
Like when guys are shooting from like wide open in the slot,
Dustin
like Pius Suter did yesterday.
Yeah.
Firstly, defensive error. How's he wide open? Secondly, you have a clear shot on him, Stuart. It's gonna nobody's blocking you. And somehow it goes right through you.
I don't know.
You have made that save a million times before, and right now it's up here with him.
Yep, it is.
They're in their own heads, and it's all over the ice. It's painted all over them right
now. First off, before we continue along, big shout out. We're back in the Sports Closet studio. Feels good to be home.
Yeah, I didn't do any ads.
That's all good. A big shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant and Sherwood Power Sports and Marine as well. We don't get another game day till Thursday. And honestly,
thank God.
Well, what are we even doing on Thursday? Like, if you don't blow out the Sharks, pitchforks are staying out. So, if they beat the Sharks in OT, I think they still might fire Woodcroft after.
Yankees. I don't think
I think he's on that thin of ice, bro.
It needs to be Holland. And I know what you're going to say.
I know you know what I'm going to say.
I completely agree. But he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve the opportunity to walk into Jay Woodcroft's office on Friday morning, depending on the result, and say, Jay, thank you very much, but we're going to move on.
So then Jeff Jackson
walks into Ken Holland's office, and he should do that. Woodcroft has done enough for this team over these last 2 seasons to actually get them to relevancy with this roster that we've sugarcoated it. There's no denying it. The Oilers have been able to win a lot of games, and their flaws have been pushed to the side a little bit. Jack Campbell has always been an issue. But right now, it's evident that this team needed to be addressed in certain areas over the summer, and it just wasn't. I thought about this morning. Do you remember when they almost traded Sam Lafferty? The Oilers wanted Sam Lafferty, and Toronto said, we want Vincent Desharnais.
Yep.
You kind of look at that trade and you're like, that would have been decent. I know that's such a small thing, but it's just stuff like that is you maybe need the fresh face just to not have the loyalty around the room anymore. You picking up what I'm laying down?
Yeah. Listen, I had a line during the Jays season when there was a lot of fire John Schneider talk. And I said, if I was the bosses, the guys cutting the checks at Rogers, and Ross Atkins comes in and says, I would like to fire my manager, I would, without hesitation, say, put your key card on the table, buddy. You're done. You're not getting another one. You don't. This isn't infinite hire land.
Yeah, it's not.
If I'm Jeff Jackson and Ken Holland has 6 more months on his contract, 8 more months on his contract. He comes in and says, I'm firing Jay Woodcroft. It won't happen. They have too much respect for Ken Holland. I know it's maybe, and like, I get it. But in a fair world, it's a results-driven business. Yeah, if Ken Holland comes in and says, I want to fire Jay Woodcroft and hire whoever, I would say key card on the table, buddy.
Yeah.
Car's got to be out of the garage by 1. You know, right? Like,
there's a box at the end of your desk ready
Check
for
out
that in
at 11.
anticipation.
The other thing too, though, and the argument against the GM thing is like, you're never gonna save a season with a trade magically. Like, come on. Even if there's a right-handed Mattias Ekholm out there, like, this team has to play better. This team has the pieces to be the best team in the Western Conference. Look at them on paper. Look at their blue line. Stuart Skinner was an all-star last year. They just need to be better as a collective. And right now, it is very, very hard to envision that happening.
I think we did this on the pregame show yesterday, but we power ranked the blame.
Yep.
Holland was 1.
Mm-hmm.
Players were 2. Woodcroft was 3.
I don't see. No, players are.
I
one.
go players
Players
for
are
1.
one?
Woodcroft.
Look,
Yeah,
I agree.
sure, that's
Ken Holland's
fair.
messed up a lot of stuff.
What are you looking at?
I keep hearing a sound back here, and I'm worried the shelf is going to fall.
We'll just move it.
Well, I'll just pull it down. I don't.
Just open it.
Last thing we need is just to open it. Last thing we need is a full bottle of Crown Royal coming down. It's on the players, man. Is how many points Ryan Nugent-Hopkins have last year?
101.
How many goals did Zach Hyman have last year?
38. I think.
Is Evander Kane a good top 6 forward?
Yes.
Yes.
Connor McDavid the best player on the planet?
Not right now.
Not even top 5 right now.
In general.
Yes.
Leon Draisaitl, a 3-time 50-goal scorer or whatever.
Yeah, he is.
Darnell Nurse, a good NHL defenseman. Been the most consistent one this year.
Yes.
Yep.
Did you watch Evan Bouchard in the playoffs last year?
I sure as heck did.
Is
Awesome.
Did you watch Mattias Ekholm in the playoffs last year?
That was special moment.
Brett Kulak, a good third pairing defenseman.
Yeah, he is.
Did Ryan McLeod scored an 18-goal pace last year.
Yep.
You're just hurting me right now.
Well, like, again, so you want to, like, I totally understand the Holland frustration. The Jack Campbell contract is, again, if I were running the team and he came in and said, I'm waiving my $5 million goalie in year 2 of the deal, key card, right? Like, that's a fireable offense in itself right there. Like, that's so bad. That's one of the worst contracts in NHL history. And Ken Holland signed it. Ken Holland should pay the price. And we know he won't be the GM here next season. Won't be the GM here likely next summer. He's done. But this team, he made good moves. The Zach Hyman signing is tremendous. The Evander Kane signing was good, albeit maybe a little too long, but you're in win now mode. It's good. The Zach Hyman contract, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, like, though he built the top 6 here. There's a top 6 in Edmonton.
Yep.
Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl should have support. The Oilers lost in the playoffs last year because the other 3 in the top 6 stopped showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Darnell Nurse has played good this year. I won't stand for slander. I think for the bulk of the season, he's been a very good defenseman. Evan Bouchard's got to get his head out of his ass, but it comes back to my point of these guys are talented.
Yeah.
We've seen every guy in the top 9 and in the top 6 on the blue line have stretches where they are really damn good. Cody Cece's first season here was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
He was so damn good. They have to figure it out in the room. And I don't want to sit here and do any more of this shit about, a veteran leader, blah, blah, blah. Year 8, 9, 10, whatever, of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Year 13 or some shit of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Figure it out.
13 years.
You've been on playoff runs.
What
That
run?
excuse is gone. You're not inexperienced.
Yeah.
No more of this, well, what are we going to do? No more of this, the bottom 6 sucks. Hey, bottom 6 play better. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, let's go, baby. $19 million, $20 million, whatever the hell you make together, put the team on your back.
Yeah. I completely agree with everything you just said.
Someone's got to want it more than they currently want it. Right now, it looks like none of them want it.
Yeah, I agree. But I think a lot of the issues that were clear and evident in the playoffs of the goaltending struggling, the defense having moments of lapse, your players simply not showing up in the playoffs is evidently leaked into this season.
Mm-hmm.
There needed to be a little bit more, and I don't even know what you could have done, to be honest. I don't know what you could have done. But Rob Blake found a way to move on from Carl Peterson after his terrible contract. And it just seems like all these other GMs don't sit on their hands, and they build to be better than the Edmonton Oilers, who is supposed to be the standard in this league. And all we got was Connor Brown, who I like. I thought it was a good signing at the time. Evidently, it has not worked. The Oilers needed more aggression over the summer. It didn't work. Now we're relying on a lot of players who are struggling to score.
Yep.
And they're just not doing enough. And it starts with the guys at the top. I agree, in the sense of like McDavid and Draisaitl. Where are they? Did Connor McDavid forget he's the best player in the world? Like, it's crazy. But I'm curious about last night, Tyler. Let's maybe talk about last night. How was it?
I mean, first off, Lance has asked 40 times for me to address my comments on the postgame last night. One, I was pretty intoxicated.
What?
All right, let me just.
Does it make sense?
Let me chime in right now because we got to address this. The elephant in the room.
Okay.
You said some things last night on the postgame show.
What did I say?
I don't want to repeat them for the people on the show.
I say it's over?
You were done
Yes.
with Jay. You were done with Connor and Leon
Nurse as well.
and Nurse.
Oh, because I am. Like, they
But are
gotta
you really?
they gotta earn it back, man.
Yeah.
Like, if this team doesn't make the playoffs, which is probably what I was going at, then they're done. Bye-bye.
Mhm.
Connor, Leon, you guys love playing together? No more. One of you's got to go if this team misses the playoffs this year. I know that sounds dumb as hell, but like,
No, it doesn't sound dumb as hell to me.
there's no other way to go about it.
It crushed my soul last night to see your
Because-
face like that.
Because how else do you make change? Because look at this team, look at their cap situation for next season.
Mhm.
How do you open up cap space? I don't think anyone takes Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
I was going to say Nuge.
Also,
we talked about that last
full
night.
no move, not happening. Vander Kane, no move. I know Draisaitl has one, but I don't know, man. And I'm talking as a very frustrated person right now, but like, there is no way for them to clear up enough cap space to significantly change this core any other way. So
Well, there is.
how?
Well, you move on. You got to move on from Campbell.
Okay, so there goes your next 2 first-round picks.
Okay.
Okay,
It doesn't matter though.
and you get $5 million. What are you gonna do with $5 million?
You
Sign
could probably sign 2 depth forwards who could score goals for you. You can get rid of
Maybe.
it, Mattias Ekholm, Ryan McLeod. You're not
See ya.
worth it at the moment, unfortunately.
2.1.
Fogel you can maybe I would bring back Fogel if there's a way. He's
If
earned
he-
an
if he's-
opportunity
if he's
to be at
cheap,
least in
sure.
the conversation. There's numerous guys on this team who you can move on from in that bottom 6 that just don't need to be here right
There's
now.
just so many things. Like,
I
again,
get it.
I'm talking if this continues.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Like,
'Cause-
there's a long way to go.
Listen,
still.
I fully expect that a month from now, 6 weeks from now, there will be a run where this team plays great, and we'll be sitting here being like, "Oh my god, remember when we were freaking out and saying they might have to trade Leon Draisaitl?" Like, I know this is dumb and this is hurt talk right now,
yeah.
but again, if this doesn't turn around by the end of the season, there's going to be some tough conversations to have.
I said it last night on the show, but Tyler, just imagine how sick the championship DVD is going to be when it started out like
Yeah.
this. I've seen a lot of St. Louis Blues reminders lately, so let's not lose hope.
Yep.
I'll never
Jack
die.
Campbell's buyout for those interested. If they were to do it this summer, cap hit would go down to 1.1 million next year.
Mhm.
So you save 3.9.
Yep.
Next year it's 2.3. Year after it's 2.6.
Cap hopefully going up, but also something to consider is we now have to pay Connor Brown next season too.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of dead money.
So you would
there.
have 78 million dead money next year almost when you consider the rest. And then after that, it's 3 more years of 1.5,
Do
which
it.
is you're doing it. They're buying them out this summer.
Just for reference sake, I'll pull up the Cal Peterson trade and what that took.
There was 3 teams. There was a legit
was-
asset. There was first round picks.
There was a lot going on there.
Yeah.
On Hockey DB, it says the LA Kings traded Sean Walker, Helga Granz, a 2nd round pick to Philadelphia. Who is he on Philly now?
Yeah.
That's where he is. And then Philly had to move on from like Ivan Provorov. And it was a big thing. So that's like a brief summary of it. It could be
Mhm.
done. The Oilers will have to sacrifice something for it.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. Like I know
You just buy them out.
I-
Do you really want to do this whole, like, I wouldn't give up multiple firsts and all that. Like,
did they give up a first?
well, Provorov is equivalent close. I know they got some stuff back too, but like, again, it's a complicated trade. It's an apples to
Yeah.
oranges comparison.
I'd find a way to move him as much as you can. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but there's evidence to prove it can be done. If you have to move on from someone with value, I just think it's worth it to free up that much money. You then have at that point, one more year of Draisaitl at 8.5 and 2 more years of McDavid at 12.5.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a way as soon as you can, to be honest.
So the Oilers are at 5 points through 11 games. If they want to be a 100-point team this year,
yeah,
which like I don't know, that might end up being the playoff cut line. What was it? What was the cut line last year? Was it 98?
Something right around there, at least.
Playoff cut line last year. In the East, Florida got in with 92, and in the West, Winnipeg got in with 95. So let's say you got to be a 95-point team. So you need 90 points in your final 71 games. 45 and 36.
Well, the good news is you only have to play Vancouver one more time.
No.
Yeah, that's
45 and 26.
45 and 26.
You gotta go
I was like 45-36 doesn't sound so bad.
45 and 26 to make the playoffs.
That
So
sounds
essentially, you just have to win 2, lose 1. That's
Win 2 of every 3.
2 of everything. That is,
They can do it.
They can do it.
But you got to do it. Like, this isn't like you got to win 2 of every 3 for the next 15 and get on a heater. You have to sustain it.
Son of a bitch, I'm back in. I'm back in. Let's go.
And I'm tired of drinking the Kool-Aid on this team. They need to prove it to me.
That's
before
why
I can
I'm saying
believe
the
it.
stuff I'm saying, because I'm tired of drinking the Kool-Aid.
And that's fine. I can't sit here and believe they're going to do that right now because they can't even win a damn period.
I know.
There's a lot wrong with this team, and it starts with putting an effort in the defensive zone.
Mm-hmm.
I loved what they did in the offensive zone last night. They did very, very well for the most part. In the third period, they came out. They got to the net. It's unfortunate that Warren Fogle kicked the puck into the net, but they got there. But then after that,
I didn't get a good replay on that goal at the rink.
It was the right idea.
It was a kick.
There was so many legs in there, and
that's why I couldn't really see.
Nothing pushed Fogle to get it, and his stick wasn't close. And then when they zoomed out, you can see him directly looking down at the puck, and he swing his legs. So tough one.
He's got to try anything to get it past that line, so I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Also, I like the theory of that you should be allowed to kick one in if your skate is on the ice. I really like that idea because it's the angling. It's just very frustrating.
All right. The YouTube chat is absolutely buzzing right now. As always, it's brought to you by Finning Cat. Finning Canada is your local dealer for cat equipment, built to handle work in Western Canada. The Oilers, not built to handle work right now. Finning Canada, Finning Cat, yes. Buy parts, rental tools, power solutions, everything you need at finning.com. Find a location near you. Also, big shout out to Star Mechanical. Frank Cervalli's coming up tomorrow on the Star Mechanical guest line. Maybe we'll get his take on if the Oilers are close to making a trade.
We can finally ask him and he won't get upset with us.
It's a real question.
It's a real question now, Frank. Yeah. I mean, they got to be close, right? Like, it's the thing that the silver lining, if we want to find any of it, is they're not sitting on the hands. They're doing whatever they can to try and change this within at the moment. There's clear frustration. We have never, ever seen McDavid do that before. Go after guys back-to-back shifts. Crazy stuff.
So is this their LA game?
That's what I said on the postgame, and people did not like that. People are tired of hearing of the LA game. And I kind of agree in the sense of like, it shouldn't have to come to that again. Just quickly on the Woodcroft ejection, Zach Lang brought this up in the GDB, I believe it was. Glenn what was his name again? I can't remember his name. Glenn Sather. I don't know why I messed it up. He was the last Oilers coach to get ejected from a game, which would have been like 86 or something like that. He threatened to strangle the ref. So I don't know to what extent Woodcroft went to last night, but I don't think it was that far.
Why did Draisaitl get 10? They didn't.
Gene tweeted out a video and he was yapping at the ref, gloves off, like
barking,
pointing at him
during the TV timeout. He was giving it to him.
Yeah,
I haven't really.
But I thought he got the TV. He thought he got the 10 before the TV timeout.
I looked like it was kind of like leading up to it.
Okay.
Maybe that's also why he was losing it.
I think it's why he was losing it. I think he was given the 10 before the TV timeout.
Yeah, maybe.
Because in the rink, I was watching the ref and he pointed one guy in and then did the thing. So
clearly the refs didn't want the frustration to get any worse. It did feel like that game was going to get out of hand from the
Connor cross-checked JT Miller in the head.
In the head. Did you see that in the rink?
No.
He when that started,
straight up into his head,
on the head. Like across the head. He was lucky, like his stick didn't break over, and like he caught him like actually on the helmet.
Would they each get roughing minors, and that was it?
Hyman fought Miller, and then McDavid got the rough in, yeah, but it was like clear that McDavid had cross-checked
Yeah.
him across
With
the face.
the all-time visual of the entire first line sitting in the box together. That's not something you see very often, people.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to throw a mock trade at you.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
I'm in. I don't know what it is anymore.
Pull
Is
the
it a
trigger.
goalie?
What would you give up to get both Zadorov and Vladar? Make a little deal with the
Oh.
devil down in Calgary.
They were linked with those 3 defensemen.
Yeah. So Zadorov and Vladar would come in at a combined cap hit of $5.75 million.
5.75 million.
If you could get Calgary to keep 50% of one of them for the rest of the year, like let's say they agree to take 50% of Zadorov, or they take him down to a $2 million contract and it's 4.4.
Okay, let's have a look. I think
$4.4 million.
4.4 million.
How many years do each of those guys have left?
Zadorov's a UFA at the end of the year. Vladar's got 2.
Well, I give him a pick. I give him the first.
Your next 2 firsts, Fogle and.
I'd do whatever I could to get Campbell in that deal.
I was going to say, I need
But
Jack
Calgary
Campbell
won't
in
do it because Calgary has Wolf. So Calgary's trying to
True.
shed the goalie,
That is true.
right?
That's
So
fair.
so if you're Edmonton, you got to get to $4.4 million in cap space off the roster.
I'm moving my first. Probably gonna have to move like a CC, right?
Probably CC, but CC's got the extra year. But yeah, probably moving CC and Fogle.
Or a Fogel, one of the two.
Both.
And I'm giving Broberg and a third.
First, third, Broberg, CC, Fogle.
Fogel or CC, yeah, something like that.
You got it both to make the money work.
Well, I thought you said that they were keeping 50%,
Yeah, but still, that even if they keep 50%, it's $4.4 million.
but now we don't have Campbell. It says 1.5 or
That's
1.1
1.1 buried.
and
So if you go back to using your whatever roster,
they have no money.
I can't believe we're playing this game right
yeah,
now.
no, you're right. It could almost work if they kept a full 50% of Zadorov.
Maybe you can ask them to be like, hey, can you keep the 200K from Vladar? Or like 100K.
They probably wouldn't want to tie up a retained spot.
Whatever it could be. Yeah. How long's Vladar got left?
2 this year, 1 more.
Okay.
2 firsts in Broberg with the cap dump. Would you do it?
Whatever it took.
Really? So 2 firsts in Broberg?
No.
Is that too much?
I wouldn't give up the 2 first. I would
Okay.
give up Broberg and a first, and then maybe like a third or a fourth.
Yeah,
or something.
Broberg in a first is probably
Yeah.
there.
Look,
Broberg
like,
first, Broberg first, CC.
CC Fogel.
No, just CC because you can do it with Campbell's money. Probably.
I wonder if hypothetically there's like a forward out there,
Mhm.
someone who is also a baddish contract
Yeah.
that you can try and exchange for Jack Campbell, similar to what they did with Lucic and Neil.
But the problem is like you have to go find another expensive shitty goalie. Right? Like
But
forwards
if you
are
get Vladar, I'm not
I-
playing this hypothetically.
Oh.
Vladar. I don't know who it would be. I'm just throwing the idea.
yeah.
out
No, I
there.
kind of get what you're saying. Like, does another team have an overpaid forward
Yes.
and a good young goalie? And you could just go
Just switch it.
go pay a ton for like you trade
Yeah.
McLeod and Campbell for
Yeah.
the goalie and the shitty.
Yeah, whatever it is. Like, I don't know. Like, that's,
Yeah, I
I
mean-
think it's a good idea for them to try and do. People are saying San Jose. The problem with San Jose is who would you get back? Like, you don't want a Logan Couture.
Yeah. Unless you want Mackenzie Blackwood. But yeah, who's the shitty contract there? Like,
Yeah.
I think the last 3 years of Mark Edward Vlasic, he's like 7 mil. There's no way. Yeah, unless you took like LeBanc this year. But again, he expires, right? So there's not a ton of incentive there. Okay, we got to wrap this thing up because we got to go do Oilers Nation Radio. So if you're one of the holy shit, 760 people,
Thank you,
770
everyone
people
watching.
watching.
Please smash the like button.
Also, you guys should come back tomorrow. We do the show at 12:01 Mountain every day. So
Tomorrow we have Frank Cervalli.
and potentially our boy Luke Gazdick.
Oh, both of them tomorrow.
And Thursday is probably Zach Cassian.
You like that?
Look at that.
764. You just heard me say that. No excuse to miss the show tomorrow.
Mhm.
Set a reminder.
See you there.
Friday, Bagman.
Wait, cover up your phone. I'll make sure no one misses. Hey Siri, set a reminder for tomorrow at 12:01 to watch Oilers Nation every day. Bunch of people's phones probably just did that.
Got him.
We should do that every day.
Oh, some people might not be on Apple. Hey Google, set a reminder for 12:01 tomorrow to listen to Oilers Nation every day, and set that reminder for every day, Monday to Friday.
What's the other one? Hey,
Set that reminder
hey,
to buy an
Alexa.
iPhone.
Alexa, set a reminder for 12:01 tomorrow. All right, 12:01. Yes, Cody says not 12:40. I was stuck on the tarmac.
Hey.
Also, our plane went to go land and then just went right back
Oh,
up, and the
boy.
pilot was like, I don't know.
Love that.
Psych.
Love that. But
Your entrance coming in here was all time though, so I really like that.
bring Cassian out of retirement. Said Cassian? Must have missed it yesterday when we said that. Yeah, I believe we're going to have him Thursday. Exciting times.
Yeah, a lot of people are bringing up Swayman again. Guys, we'll say it one more time. Probably a few more.
It's an off-season thing.
Boston doesn't want to trade a goalie that's winning them hockey games.
Yeah.
They're not in this position that the Oilers are. They don't need to. You need to be looking close to where the Oilers are in the standings. Those are the kind of players. The Oilers can still be good. Things can still be positive this season. Things just need to get a lot better, and they need to get a lot better yesterday.
Yeah.
The watch party was dope, though, Ty.
Yeah, the watch along was great. Thank you, everyone who came to watch.
Yeah, sounds like it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. I genuinely had a really good time.
So I think we'll do another one of those on the 24th versus Washington, which is a 1 p.m. game.
That's a day game, right?
Yeah. And then we'll do one on the 30th versus Winnipeg.
Cool.
So rotating cast of people. I think you'll be on one of them, I'm sure. Not the 24th. I don't think you're.
I'm in Philly.
Yeah,
Yep.
bragger.
I'll be there for all of them.
So,
You guys don't miss a beat. I feel like you guys have just been here for like the last 24 hours straight.
It does kind of feel that way.
All right. Big shout out to everyone who tuned in. We need to give some love before we go to Betway, who was the sponsor of that watch along.
Yeah,
Kind of fun.
Betway.
Wendy's, I'm out. I picked McDavid last night.
I won.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Dallas Shots, which was 25 and a half.
Nice. Attaboy.
Tonight, I went with, do you have all the options there?
I do.
Tonight, I went with, I want to say Kaprizov point.
Over 0.5 points.
I think that's what I went with. What did you go with? Oh, you're out.
I'm out. So I can't play. Legally,
I forgot
can't
to
play.
get mine in yesterday. Like it's
brutal.
stupid person.
Yeah, that sucks. Shout out to DoorDash, 15% off. Sorry, where's my ad read? 25% off and zero delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you use the promo code NATION25. Sherwood Ford, the Giant, Sherwood Power Sport, and Marine. It's been a day. It's been a day. Jack Campbell is on waivers. He gone for now. Picard up. By tomorrow, we'll know if it's Picard or Pickard.
Yeah, we should find.
Yeah, can we? I feel like it used to be
We'll sort it out.
Picard, but now I'm hearing Pickard.
It might be Pickard.
Yeah, we'll keep it all going. And Frank and probably Luke Gazdick tomorrow.
Yeah.
So loaded show tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it.
Before we run, I've seen this name come up a bunch in our chat, and I just want to address it. Konovalov did not want to be in North America anymore.
Yeah, you want to play
I
Russia.
know he's doing great in the KHL, and good for him. The Oilers didn't just let him go. He left. So let's get that one out of the way. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
My
My mom said the Google reminder thing worked. Her Google has a reminder. She's watching along. Hey, Mom.
No way.
Hello,
Probably
Mom.
on my way home. All right. That's a wrap on today's edition of Oilers Nation Everyday. What an edition of Oilers Nation Everyday. New episode, Oilers Nation Radio, dropping this afternoon. If you want it quick, get it wherever you get your podcast from. If you want it later, it'll be up on the YouTube at some point today or early tomorrow. Shout out to everyone in the Finning Cat YouTube chat. You guys brought it today. You brought it. Absolutely brought it. We'll chat with you again tomorrow, 12:01.
Thank you for watching Oilers Nation Every Day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit OilersNation.com.